Hey, what is going on? This is Cody, and you are tuned into B-Boy 45, broadcasting from the Seacrest Studios here at Children's Hospital, Colorado. And we have got another very special treat for you. It is the latest news to keep you in the groove with Maya. Maya, who's on the line with us today?
Will J.
Will J, welcome! How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
We are so good and even better now that we're talking to you. Maya, take it away, girl.
So first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for calling in. I'm so excited to be talking with you.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So my first question for you is, when was the moment you first knew you wanted to be a singer?
Well, I feel like my answer is going to age me a little bit, but it was in 2001, I believe. NSYNC was performing at the VMAs, and they had this amazing performance where you can look it up on YouTube. It's incredible. They had these big screens that were their faces. And I was about 5 years old at the time. And I remember seeing that on TV, and that instantly was the moment I knew that I wanted to perform and sing.
Oh, cool. So what is your songwriting process like?
You know, it's funny. I would say my songwriting process, it depends on the situation. You know, I think for the music that I write for myself, I mostly write with my girlfriend. And that is a very more, it's a little bit, we spend a lot of time like really trying to figure out what we want to say. And a lot of effort goes into like really honing in on what that is, versus when I'm working with other people, I kind of morph myself to how they write. And kind of, I love seeing how many like different ways and different approaches to creativity there are. So it honestly depends. Personally, though, I've always loved melody. And so that's usually what comes first to me. But yeah, I just love it all. I think it's so fascinating.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So who are your musical influences?
Musical influences, I would say number one is probably the Beatles, because that's the music I grew up on. And they kind of gave me a love for pop music. I would say more recently, I really love, man, I really just love all kinds of music. Yeah, I mean, I love so many artists currently. I love Frank Ocean. I love Arlo Parks is like a new artist that I really love. Still bumping Olivia Rodrigo's last album. I think it's so good. There's so many. There's so many. Honestly, I could that the whole interview could be me talking about the music I love.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I love music, and I love writing songs, and so that is like, I just love that.
That's awesome.
So do you have a favorite song to perform?
Honestly, that answer changes depending on how I'm feeling and during the day and life in general. Recently, I've really enjoyed performing a song called Talking to Myself. I would say that one it's just fun, and it's just a really nice energy to play live, and people are really into it. So that's probably my favorite.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So do you have a favorite song that you've written?
I would say probably either Talking to Myself, or I really love a song I wrote a few years ago called I Can Only Write My Name, which kind of talks about my experience growing up as an Asian person in America. I think that song is a really special one, and it kind of writing that song kind of changed how I, view writing songs in general, and kind of opened my eyes to what I can write about. And you can really write about anything.
Cool. Yeah, I was trying to come up with my favorite song of yours, but I just love it. I love them all. I can't.
Oh, thank you.
One. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So you wrote the song Right Place from the most recent episode
Yes.
of High School Musical, the series. And I love that song. How did that opportunity come about?
First of all, thank you so much. Yeah, honestly, getting to write for that show has been just such a cool thing, because I genuinely am a fan of the show. And everyone involved is just so nice and sweet. To answer your question, I have been pitching songs to Disney for a long time, for various movies, TV shows, all sorts of stuff. And I think High School Musical was the first show that I kind of landed the placement. For all these shows, you have to, they reach out to a bunch of different writing teams, and they kind of pick the one that feels the best for the scene or for the show or the movie. And so it's just been an honor to be a part of that show in a small way.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I love that show.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So you dance in a lot of your videos. Have you had any formal training?
Yes and no. I did ballet when I was younger for a couple of years. Sorry, one sec. Sorry, it was a dog. Yeah, I did ballet for 2 years, and then do you see the dog?
Yeah.
And then I was in a boy band, and we did a lot of hip hop dance, more hip hop leaning dance. So yes, I've had a lot of training, but really the ballet was the only like formal training.
Oh, cool. Your dog is so cute, by the way.
It's actually my roommate's dog, but I have his biological brother, so yeah, they're sweet dogs.
Yeah, my dog is downstairs. Otherwise, I think she'd be talking during the whole interview. She likes to talk a lot.
Oh, she does. That's awesome.
Yeah. So what was the inspiration for your latest song, Loft in New York?
So the inspiration for that was it's interesting because it was I've never really been inspired in that way, but basically I had a friend, he was at my house, and it was really late and he was about to leave. And I just had this image and earlier in the night, he said that he wanted to live in a loft in New York. And then I just had this image in my brain of what a painting of this friend of mine looked like. And it was just this person who was kind of, he's the last one at the party, and then he leaves the party and he kind of just like wanders around the city, kind of looking for a place to belong. And that image felt compelling to me. And so I wrote a song about it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So if there was a musical about your life, what would it be called?
Wow, that's a good question. A musical about my life. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I think maybe, I've always wanted to do a musical about similarly to I Can Only Write My Name, I've always wanted to do a musical kind of about the Asian American experience and what that was like growing up. So maybe I would call it I Can Only Write My Name. But I might have to get back to you on that one. I might have to think about it some more.
Okay. Yeah. So what song always makes you want to dance and sing at the top of your lungs?
Ooh, that answer changes a lot, honestly. I would say right now, maybe it's just because we were talking about High School Musical, but there's a song from season 2 called "Something in the Air" that I love, and I didn't write it. I wish I did. So good. Weirdly, I've just been listening to that song a lot, like when I'm working out or when I'm just walking around. That's just such a fun, feel-good song. So that's probably my answer right now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I love that song.
It's so good.
Yeah. Right now, the song I usually have, like, that I've had on repeat for the last couple days is a song called Battle Scars.
Okay.
By the artist Mod Sun.
Okay, nice.
And so then I've just been listening to all of his music after I heard that song. And so
that's awesome.
So is there a song that you listen to when you want to be comforted?
When I want to be comforted, I really love that's a good question. I think I'd probably listen to something from the Beatles just because it takes me back to when I was really young, and it kind of feels like music from my childhood. So I'd probably put on something by the Beatles. I can't give you a song because I just love too many of them, but it would definitely be the Beatles.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So is there a show that you're currently binge watching?
Yes, many. I'm trying to think. There honestly are so many. Which one? Honestly, my girlfriend and I have been watching The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. I don't know if we're binge watching it, but we've been watching it recently. Honestly, I wasn't caught up on High School Musical, not to bring it back again, but we've been watching that too. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'm always good just bringing the conversation back to that show. So.
I mean, it's a great show.
Yeah, it is. Right now, my mom and I are watching on Netflix. There's this new show called Partner Track.
Okay, cool.
That we've been watching, and then on Hulu, it's an older show. It's been off there for a little bit, but it's called Casual.
Okay.
And that one's also really good.
Casual? I'm going to write that down.
And for everybody listening at the hospital, that show is definitely for older kids.
Got it. So, okay. Good to know.
Yeah, just want to let everybody at the hospital know that. So what is your favorite movie soundtrack?
Movie soundtrack? Movie soundtrack. Um, Honestly, in recent years, probably The Greatest Showman. I think those songs are just so well written and good. And Never Enough gives me chills every time I listen to it. I'd probably say that recently. I don't know. I might have to think about all time, but recently it's definitely been My Greatest Showman.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, I love that soundtrack.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Is there a movie that you wish you could have written the soundtrack for?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Maybe, honestly, the original High School Musical movies. Probably
Yeah.
one or two. I would have loved to have written a song in that movie because that was like my favorite movie growing up.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. So is there a line from a movie, book, show, or song that has always stuck with you and inspires you?
That's a good question. A lot of questions that are making me think right now. There's so many. There's a book called The Alchemist. That's really, it's a short story, and it's, honestly, you should just read it. Anyone who is curious. But it just is a book about kind of finding your own power and magic. I don't know if there's like a quote from it specifically, but the whole book is just really, really inspiring. And you walk away from it feeling you can do anything. And I think everyone should read it. Honestly, it's just a very inspiring and cool book that just makes you feel powerful.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I started reading that
Nice.
few years ago for school, and I don't remember what happened, but I never finished it. So.
Got it.
But I
think you
did
should
like
finish it.
what
It's
I
a
read.
really.
Oh, sorry, what?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think you should finish it. It's a really good book.
Okay. Yeah, what I read of it, I really liked. So yeah. Cool. Yeah, so my last question for you is, who do you consider to be a real life superhero and why?
Real life superhero. Does it want you want one specific person or just?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be just one specific person.
Because honestly, the first person that came to my mind was either my mom or my girlfriend. I think they're both such strong women, and they both inspire me so much to just, stand up for what I believe in and take charge of my own life and be the best version of myself, honestly. And yeah, I love them both, obviously for different reasons.
Yeah.
But that was honestly the first thought that came to my brain. I could probably think of somebody, famous or whatnot, but yeah, that's my answer.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Yeah, I had so much fun talking with you.
Likewise.